One day, a hot damn angel kidnapped 9 billion human and teleported them into a dungeon. And this our loser Ryu, who has unique gift when he dies, he goes back to the first day. He has returned 99 times, and this is his last time. Will he end this hell and take revenge? Or will his life end forever this time? Now go to the comments and you will find a playlist with all the parts. Secondly, I hope this video reaches 3,000 likes. Thank you to everyone for the continued support, especially those friends who support the channel financially. I really appreciate that. The last remaining player said in fear, "Please spare me, Mr. Orc, please," if he could. He wanted to grovel and beg, regardless of his pride, but he couldn't move. Then the high orc attempted to swing its fist, but before his fist could reach the player's head, Ryu, who had approached unnoticed, let out a short breath. From behind, he had swung his scythe with all his might, cleanly severing the high orc's neck. At that moment, the high orc's body fell to the ground, and the high orc's head bounced as it landed. Ryu had wondered if it would work, but it had taken just one strike. Then a message from the system appeared. The time it took to kill the high orc, 1 second. It was a new record, and system messages began to appear. Triumph over the high orc. Experience points gained, plus 154.79%. Gold acquired, 8,000. Additional gold, 4,000. Level up. Obtained High Orc's gauntlets. Obtained High Orc's fang. Secured low-grade purple mana crystal. Acquired Stone of Balance. Subquest progress. Stone of Balance, 4/4. But what truly piqued Ryu Min's interest was the following message. Subquest completed, rewarded with the Rune of Balance. He had acquired the Rune of Balance, a crucial item for becoming stronger, and one of the runes in his list. Rune of Balance. Effect. When the difference between pure stats is 10 or less, all stats are doubled. The condition for the Rune of Balance to work was straightforward. The difference between stats had to be 10 or less, focusing solely on attribute points and excluding items or additional effects. It means you have to evenly raise all 4 attributes. For instance, imagine if an average level 20 player were to obtain this rune with the following attributes: Strength 30, Agility 14, Intelligence 3, Luck 3. In this case, the minimum is 3 and the maximum is 30, resulting in a difference of 27. It doesn't meet the condition of 10 or less. Naturally, the Rune of Balance would be ineffective. On the other hand, if someone with a balanced distribution like Strength 20, Agility 10, Intelligence 10, Luck 10 were to obtain it, it would work like a charm. Minimum and maximum are both under 10, so he qualifies for the Rune of Balance, and all attributes would double, granting benefits that surpasses his previous stats. Then Ryu said, "I already planned on getting this rune and have already balanced my attributes." Currently, Ryu Min's pure attributes were Strength 27, Agility 26, Intelligence 18, Luck 28. He had deliberately kept Intelligence lower to precisely match the minimum and maximum of 10, and his pure attributes were high compared to his level, thanks to the 9 points from the Bead of Eternity, which also included to his pure attributes. Then he said, "Let's see how much the attributes have increased," and he opened his status window and was pleasantly surprised. Strength, 374, Intelligence, 614, Agility, 518, Luck, 374. Seeing his status, Ryu said in surprised, "All attributes are over 300, huh?" Of course, it's largely due to the buff and blesses buff 1.5x, Rune of Slaughter 2x, Rune of Balance 2x. It was an unbelievable figure for someone at level 40, and there was more to be delighted about. His grade has increased from regular to expert, and he can now use the trading function, allowing him to exchange gold with other players. Of course, the other party also needs to open this function to work properly. But Ryu didn't really care about the trading function. What mattered now was that he had learned a new skill. New skill. You've unlocked the unique skill Moonlight Slaughter for Reapers. This new skill is a game changer for Reapers, serving as their sole offensive maneuver. Effect. Gather energy for 1 second, then unleash a devastating 1/200% area of effect damage in a crescent-shaped pattern ahead. Damage type. A hybrid mix of both physical and magical, amplified by 1.5 times when used under the cover of night. Cooldown. Requires a 10-minute cooldown and can only be employed while wielding a scythe. Then Ryu said to himself, "I've finally learned it. The exclusive offensive skill for Reapers." Regrettably, Reaper-class characters are limited to just one offensive skill. The rest of their arsenal consists of buffs and debuffs, and when you only have one attack skill, it's only natural to use it cautiously. After all, if it misses, the risk is incalculable, and there's nothing more frustrating than a missed coup de grace. But all these considerations hinge on the assumption that the attack will miss. And if you're confident in landing your shots, the risk is null and void. And Moonlight Slaughter happens to be one of those skills that are relatively easy to land. With its wide crescent-shaped radius, there's practically no room for it to miss. Even if it did somehow miss, you'd have little room to complain. Plus, there's no skill more potent than this one, and with its 1-200% area damage, the figure jumps to a staggering 1-800% when deployed at night. Besides, if your opponent is immune to physical attacks, you can still hold your ground with this skill. Currently, only low-level monsters are making appearances, but sooner or later, more formidable adversaries will emerge. Those creatures are truly indomitable, the 7 archangels who reign supreme in the heavens. They are beings even Ryu cannot contend with. And Ryu said, "While I've only encountered them once briefly, their power is beyond comprehension. Of course, no quests have ever instructed me to kill them, but given the opportunity, I have a burning desire to try and eliminate at least one of these archangels. Judging by the fact that regular angels drop items when defeated, Ryu has a hunch that there will be rewards. And he said, well, that's a challenge for when I've reached max level. For now, it's all about growth." Then Ryu cast a final glance at the message that had come to his mind and said, "It's time to check the rewards for the time attack. You've defeated the 5th round boss High Orc in a mere 1 second. This boss is subject to the time attack rule. Additional gold will be awarded based on your record. Since you defeated it in under 10 seconds, you will receive the maximum reward of 100,000 gold. Congratulations." Seeing this gold, Ryu said, "With this, I should be able to learn all the common skills I've yet to learn." Satisfied, Ryu-min was about to shift his gaze elsewhere when he paused. Upon closer inspection, he noticed there were more messages that had appeared. "You've set an unprecedented record in time attack history. Your achievement will be recorded in the Akashic records. As a reward, you will receive a unique item selection voucher." Ryu was surprised and said, "What's this all about?" This 1-second victory marked Ryu's first Akashic record. Naturally, he hadn't anticipated any extra rewards. Upon checking his inventory, he indeed found a unique item selection voucher, and he said, "You mean I can choose a unique item? Can it be anything?" Without hesitation, he pressed the button to use it. Then a message from System appeared. "You're about to choose one unique item. First, please select the item category. 1. Weapons. 2. Shields. 3. Helmets. 8. Rings." Then Ryu said, "They even gave him the option to pick any type of item. I need to think of something that I need right now." At that moment, Ryu-min paused briefly, his hand gently brushing his chin as he contemplated his decision. And he said, "As for unique weapons, I'll craft them after returning, so they're not necessary. I needed utility more than immediate power." And he pondered which abilities might be useful in the current situation. Then he suddenly said, "Ah! That could be great," and Ryu's finger landed on option 3. On the other hand, the last remaining player gazed at one spot with widened eyes, and he said to himself, "Did I cross the threshold of death and return? This can't be real! That monster, taken down in a single blow!" The player found himself utterly bewildered, as the High Orc, who had crushed his comrades with one mighty punch, now lay at his feet in a bizarre twist of fate. And he asked himself, was Black Scythe this strong? Then he simply gazed at the Black Scythe with a mixture of awe and admiration. At that precise moment, just as he was about to utter something, the Black Scythe swiftly vanished from sight. His expression shifted to one of regret. He hadn't even managed to utter a word of gratitude. Finally, as the time limit elapsed, the players congregated in one location, and, as if awaiting their arrival, an angelic figure materialized. Then the angel said with a blatant taunt, "How did it go? Did you complete the quest?" And, "It seems the number of participants has dwindled within the span of 10 hours. Surely you didn't fall to those lowly orcs. Did you engage in skirmishes over prey?" But the players chose to remain silent. They weren't in a position to respond, and their energy was depleted. And Priscilla continued saying, Now, shall we see what results have been achieved? Then Priscilla's wings fluttered, and the results screen materialized. At that moment, the expressions of astonishment danced across the players' faces. Overall rankings: first place, Black Scythe, level 40 Reaper, 1 hour and 6 seconds. Second place, Dumb Idiots, level 25 Shaman, 2 hours, 30 minutes and 21 seconds. Third place, Heavenly Demon, level 24 Dark Knight, 2 hours, 47 minutes and 21 seconds. Zone CES007. First place, Black Scythe, level 40 Reaper, 1 hour and 6 seconds. Second place, Democracy, level 21 Buffer, 2 hours, 55 minutes and 38 seconds. Third place, Aged Man, No Gay, level 23 Warlock, 3 hours, 19 minutes and 12 seconds. The achievements of Black Scythe were indeed impressive, but it was their level that stole the spotlight. Then one player said in surprised, "Level 40, this is simply mind-blowing," and there were no words adequate to describe this overwhelmingly remarkable performance. Some were left speechless, while others nodded, as if expecting nothing less. After all, Black Scythe had maintained their unbeaten streak of first place since the previous rounds. But Ryu didn't share the same level of enthusiasm upon seeing the message. Then, system messages began to appear to Ryu. "Congratulations! You have achieved first place in this zone. Congratulations! You have achieved first place in the overall ranking. Current ranking for Black Scythe is first place overall and first place in this zone. As the first place reward in this zone, you will receive the Intermediate Epic Necklace Selection Voucher. As the first place reward in the overall ranking, you will receive the Special Reward Selection Box. The rewards for achieving first place had started to feel somewhat repetitive, but the following message managed to pique Ryu Min's interest. Confirmed as the first player to achieve 5 consecutive first places in the overall ranking. You have accomplished an unbelievable feat. You will now be granted the title, The One Who Leads. Title, The One Who Leads. Requirement for acquisition: achieve 5 consecutive first places in the overall ranking for the first time. Effect: increases all experience gained by 1.5 times. When Ryu read the message, a subtle smile curved at the corner of his lips, and he said, "I've obtained the title as planned." And the reason for his unwavering pursuit of first place in the overall rankings lay here, with this coveted title. With this title, he could expedite his leveling progress by 1.5 times. Then Ryu continued saying to himself, "I can't afford to miss out on an opportunity to grow this fast. And this experience point boost would prove invaluable in the future. Now that I have the title I desired, should I consider selecting some first place rewards? You can now choose one of the following epic necklaces. Please touch the reward you desire. 1. Necklace of the Skeleton Knight. 2. Necklace of the Java Tribe. 3. Necklace of Resilience. These necklaces held abilities not easily deduced from their names alone, and ordinary folks might pick one at random, like answering a test question. But Ryu was well informed about each necklace, having carefully chosen them through successive rounds, and he said, "What I need is number 2. The necklace of the Java Tribe," and without hesitation he made his choice, and the reward swiftly found its place in his inventory. Necklace of the Java Tribe. Category: Necklace. Rarity: Epic. Description: this necklace, worn by the enigmatic Java Tribe, an extraterrestrial race, is imbued with magical energy. Effects: boosts all stats by +3 and resistance by +35%. Durability: 1000. Usage restriction: requires at least regular rank. Despite possessing formidable power and skills, Ryu Min was not without vulnerabilities. Then he said, "What I need to bolster now isn't just strength or stats, it's resistance to abnormal status effects. Even the mightiest could succumb to these conditions, especially when they were widespread. And it might not be time for monsters like that yet, but it's better to be prepared." Moreover, items with resistance enhancements were exceedingly rare and valuable, making this a prudent investment. So in the future, if Ryu doesn't need them, he can sell them for a good price. And players who grasped the danger of abnormal status effects would be willing to part with a hefty sum. Lastly, Ryu turned his attention to the special reward selection box. You can now choose one of the following special rewards. Please touch the reward you desire. 1. 3x experience boost buff, limited to round 6. 2. 6,000 gold. 3. Information on round 6. Seeing that Ryu said the first option no longer featured a stat boost, but instead provided an experience boost. There's no need for deliberation. The experience boost is the best choice. Ryu was already privy to the details of round 6, and his need for additional gold was currently not pressing, and 6,000 gold didn't seem like much of a reward. That's because Ryu currently had over 220,000 gold in his possession. Then Ryu pondered and said to himself, the 1 second time attack record was quite unexpected. I had no idea a high orc would go down in one hit. It might because was busy dealing with other players, so I could go all out. At that moment, Ryu remembered that only survivor from that group of players, and said, wasn't the player who drew aggro from the orc named Aom Jun Seok? And Ryu looked around but didn't find him among the players. After that, the angel said with evil smile, has everyone checked their rankings through the list? If so, I have to inform you now that there are 1,585 main quest achievers. We'll mercilessly eliminate anyone below 1,211th place. The players said cringingly and fearfully, oh no, wait, angel, have mercy. There could be no mercy for an angel clad in the guise of a demon. Players wailed as they were wiped out. Priscilla sneered, saying pathetic, begging for their lives like this. Humans truly are no better than insects. Ryu discreetly clicked his tongue inwardly as he looked at her, and said, you're no different to them, though. Also, he had already seen angels pleading beneath his feet. Then Priscilla said, inferior humans, who probably couldn't even achieve the 5th round subquest. I thought they didn't, but it seems they did, and her gaze briefly turned towards Ryu Min, her eyes reflecting a hint of unease. Then a message from System appeared. Round 5 ends. Overall rankings? Survivors, 19,327,557. Zone C, ES007. Survivors, 1,211. And the angel continued saying, all right, humans, rest up, and we'll see you in the next round. Shortly, your souls will return to your original dimensions. And on June 1st, 2022, at midnight, round 6 will commence. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and wait for the next part.